Hello and welcome to the Print Interviews. Today we have with us a very special guest, Deputy Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, Mr. TS Singh Deo. Sir, thank you so much for speaking to us. First question I'd like to ask you, you surprised all of us by jumping off a plane at 70. And what surprised us beat reporters even more is when you were declared Deputy Chief Minister in a late night circular by the AICC. So how did both of these things happen, if you could tell us?
As far as skydiving is concerned, it's been on my mind for years, and this is something I had been wanting to do. The opportunity hadn't come up. We had gone to South Africa 4-5 years back. There, one was able to engage in paragliding. But skydiving opportunities were not there. This time in Australia, it opened up. In fact, did a second dive in New Zealand.
Oh,
but
wow.
that is done. I think skydiving is, I think I fulfilled my
All your wishes and how much you had to do.
mental space, whatever I had in mind. So I've experienced that. As far as the Deputy Chief Minister thing is concerned, we had a meeting for Chhattisgarh regarding strategy for the upcoming elections in November and December. And after the meeting, there was an interaction with Rahul ji, Kharge ji. One thing probably led to another. Then we had a meeting with, again, Kharge ji at 5:30 in the evening at his residence. And there, this was formally put up. So once the High Command takes a call, so to say, this 2.5 years things has been there in the media for a considerable period of time. In fact,
On record, did that happen or not happen?
I still need to stay mum on that.
So you're not saying it did
yes.
not happen, just to be clear.
Because the High Command has not said anything. Senior Congress leadership has not said anything on that. So it is not proper on my part to say anything. And then it came about and this thing came up. When the High Command is taking a call, then you abide by it. So it brings to a close, so to say, that Chief Minister issue also. And for the balance period, the Deputy Chief Minister's post has no direct authority to do anything. You don't sign files as a Deputy Chief Minister. You get protocols. I really didn't have it in my mind that now that one is going through screening at the airports, so your mobile doesn't go to the... So that is the Deputy Chief Minister. Little, really inconsequential, something which should not be there. If a mobile is checked, it should be checked for everybody. Those sort of things. Yet, there is some respect, I suppose, that goes with it. And so long as it translates on the ground politically, then one can help the party. So my responsibility would be to carry everybody along and see that we get the best results in the coming elections.
So, the BJP has made this an issue in Chhattisgarh. They are pitting other Congress leaders against you. They are saying, isko nahi banaya, inko bana diya. There is some sort of factionalism again in Congress. How are you dealing with it?
There is no factionalism. Or there is as much of factionalism as is there anywhere. I don't like to go into obvious denials. When the issue of Chief Minister came up after the elections in 2018, results were announced on the 11th of December. 14th December, we were asked to come to Delhi. So 4 of us were asked to come to Delhi. Charandas Mahanji was there, Tamrata Sahuji was there, Bhupesh Bhai was there, and myself. So obviously, then we realized that it is probably a choice between these 4 for the Chief Minister. And since it has been there, before the elections, we all sort of fought without a Chief Minister declared face. And we tried to make every effort to see that position yourselves as whatever in your areas where we can, draw support or mileage from the people that our guy might get responsibilities. That apart, we don't have such aspirations get to any of us cutting the other. So that is important, I think, politically. What the whole issue is that these names keep coming up, whether you call it aspirations or possibilities. These possibilities are always there. But my attempt even then and even now and so long as I'm in politics will always be to try and see that these negative aspects are as minimal as possible. It can never be zero, but as minimal as possible, and so that we can get the largest possible number of seats. So exactly the question you asked, that what do you see as your responsibility? It's exactly this. So there would be things. There were more than one person who was considered for the chief minister, and there would be more who may feel that they could also be considered as chief ministerial candidates or senior party leaders. So that's okay. So long as it doesn't get negative, one guy cutting the other guy. So you want to, they say, how to become bigger than the other guy, either to cut him or try and become larger.
Become bigger yourself.
So my thinking is to not cut. Be where you are, do things as you can, as best as you can. Cutting doesn't help.
Sir, last December, you had said that you may not contest the polls this time around. You said that you're going to consult with your supporters and your well-wishers and come to a decision. So, what does it stand now? Are you going to be contesting the polls this year?
Now, if I get the ticket, I suppose I will again ask my supporters before that and then place myself for a possible candidate.
Last question on this topic. Are you going to be putting your hat in the ring for Chief Minister if Congress comes to power in Chhattisgarh?
I didn't put it in even last time. So we were called. So I would not like to put in my hat ever, particularly after this experience. I am not comfortable with seeking posts. Not at all. I'm very comfortable with doing things as best as I can within my known limitations. I'd like to know my limitations and do whatever I can. So definitely not pitch in a hat. It is all for the High Command to decide. So
but why did you not? Why did you say that time that you did not want to contest? What were the considerations?
I have not seen a role positive enough for myself to contribute as a team member. I could be a hanger-on team member. I didn't want to be a hanger-on team member who would not be contributing positively. I should be delivering for my team by fielding well, catching well, batting well, bowling well. Unless I am able to realize a minimum potential as a contribution to the team, then only would I like to be, part of a team. Being considered to be a part of the team is another thing. Wanting to be part of that team, if I am seeing that I am to bat at number 11, so what is the point? If I am not to get a regular spell of bowling, so what is the point?
And that has changed now slightly, that perception?
I do feel that this responsibility then earmarks you for something. The party is expecting you to do something.
Coming to the elections now, sir, how do you see Mr. Baghel's tenure over the last 4.5 years? And there's this perception that the Congress has not left anything for the BJP in Chhattisgarh. So from Ram to cow, everything has been taken by the Congress. So is this a soft Hindu push that is happening from the Congress in Chhattisgarh?
Congress is clearly secular. There cannot be two things about that at any level. And I'm sure top to bottom that should be clear to all Congress persons. The issue is of being attempted to be painted as non-religious people. The space that the BJP wants to enjoy is of the only party who is either the protector or the practitioner of religion, particularly Hindu religion, which is just not so. Any number of us in many walks of life, no matter which party we are, whether we are in politics or not, they practice religion as per their traditions, whatever their traditions may be. But somehow the BJP was succeeding and did succeed to make secular a bad word. If you are secular, you are not religious. You are not a practicing Hindu, which is absolutely not so. So the attempt by Congress persons in Chhattisgarh would probably have been just to dispel that. If you are going to a temple, the BJP paints a picture, you are not practicing religion. So maybe you're getting yourself photographed and putting it on the internet. You're going to the temple. That sort of a thing. If you call that soft Hindutva, then it is soft Hindutva. It is just to present a picture to correct the misinterpretation of a reality. Secularism doesn't mean being non-religious. Secularism would mean allowing, as Ramakrishna ji and Vivekananda ji said, Ramakrishna ji went up to saying, tolerate all religions. Vivekananda ji went a step further and said, accept all religions. So that is secularism. What Vivekananda, for me, says in those words is exactly what secularism. He says, I reached Brahm through the paths of all religions. That is secularism. So is Swami Vivekananda a non-practitioner of religion? That is the sort of picture that needs to be corrected in the perception of people, where a negative propaganda is purposely launched to impact you negatively. That is about all.
So largely there's an understanding that the Congress is going to win Chhattisgarh once again. And that is what is being said across. That's what even party internally believes. And there's been a lot of talk about that. So I want to know about from you, what are the challenges that you're facing? Because we know what's going right for the Congress, of course. But what are the challenges that are coming up ahead of this election?
Challenges, we went into the election with a Jan Ghoshna Patra. We had a declared manifesto, which apparently was well liked, well received. And one of the reasons for the wide support we had is supposed to be the Ghoshna Patra, among other efforts that we did. Now the implementation of that, how much have we done, how much have we not done? So we've done the agricultural bit, we've done the loan waiver thing, we've done the Bijli bill half thing, 400 units, we've done increasing forest produce minimum support price, we've done millet mission, we've done English medium schools, a whole lot of other things we would have been able to have done. But what we have not done is what they will try to. We haven't done Sharab Bandi. That was one of the points in the manifesto, that we'll do something like Gujarat or Bihar. We have not been able to do that. So those will be the challenges, to convince the people that this is something we have not been able to do. And there are reasons why we haven't been able to do it. So please accept it and allow us a chance in the next election. Government servants, we had proposed facilities, regularization of their jobs, etc. Number of things we haven't been able to do there. So there we need to do something in the time that we have. Some things we have done, some things we need to do. For ASHA workers, I think they are fairly satisfied with the fixed minimum amount we have given over their incentives that they get. And the Anganwadi Karyakarta Sahayakas, they are getting about the collector wage, is what we had assured them we would try to get to them. So that would be about 1,25,000-1,30,000 people. There were 73 odd ASHA workers. There would be 50,000 odd Anganwadi Karyakarta Sahayakas. So for them, what they were expecting has been delivered. But there are other sections of the government servants who are working either as daily wage employees or contract employees, who are seeking a better situation. So that we haven't been able to do so. That would be a challenge, because there are a large number of people, about 2 lakh.
Any challenge from the BJP, apart from the fact that they are going to bring these issues up demographically or in terms of narrative?
They would try. They would try corruption. ED is there. We feel that they are doing these activities in a partisan sort of a way. It isn't a neutral exercise of power against those who are doing wrong. It is targeted. You see, pan country, it is just not appearing to be a neutral exercise. It is targeted to those who are not in the, or not associated, or not towing the line of the dispensation at the center. So the BJP NDA government. So that is clearly there. That is the issue that they may try to, one of the issues they may try to rake up. The morale of our workers, has it flagged anywhere? The government has done some work, good work. A lot of good things have been done. But how is the morale of the workers? So we need to check on that. First, put our house in order, then look to the other side, their strengths and their weaknesses. Their morale I have felt has never been as low as it is in the past few years, particularly because nobody thought, at least I never thought, they would get just 15 seats. They were in government for 15 years, and Raman Singh ji didn't have a bad sort of an image, nice guy image, things were moving. Then to suddenly go to 15 seats was not expected. And I think that has impacted their morale, from which they have not been able to get out of. For them to get another at least 33 seats to reach just across the halfway line, 46, 45 is the halfway line for Chhattisgarh, seems very difficult. For me as an objective observer, not as a Congress person, and for generally everyone, it would appear very difficult, because the Congress is not as if it has not done anything. There may be deficiencies.
It's a strong government.
It has delivered. It has delivered on things. Then the BJP has their own mechanism. They are backed by the RSS. If they are not one, then they are backed by the RSS. They have their presence everywhere. The BJP also has its presence everywhere. So it's not as if it's non-existent. 15 seats out of 90, 13 seats out of 90 would appear to be a 15% vote share. But their vote share would be 30 plus. Both parties would have a minimum vote share, and the difference in elections is, say, 10-11%. Within the 10-11% swing is the results in Chhattisgarh. We won the last Vidhan Sabha by about 10-11%. We lost the Lok Sabha by a similar 10-11, just five months down the line.
Actually, I was going to come to that, sir, because again, if we compare 2018 and 2019, 2018 was a fantastic year for the Congress in terms of elections, right? So you won the 3 Hindi heartland states, but then the 2019 results didn't reflect that. So as a senior leader of the party, and you've been in politics for so long, why do you think that is? And what advice would you like to give the leadership on what can be done differently so that the 2018 wins, or whatever the results, the momentum continues to the parliamentary elections?
I can't really advise the central leadership, but only my opinion I can express, and that is that the elections are on entirely different issues. State elections are state-specific issues. National elections are national perspective issues. So state-specific, who wins? Whoever is able to appear as a better alternative. In any election, who wins? In sum total, whoever is appearing at that point in time to be a better alternative wins. In the state we won, in the center we didn't win. So obviously we were not seen as a better alternative. So all the negative media campaign, so much of Rahul ji bashing, so much of everything, I think we were not able to respond as strongly. This initiative of Rahul ji to have a Padyatra, it has impacted his image positively. He comes in and he goes away, he goes here, he goes there, he's not on the scene. These are the criticisms which were being targeted towards him, which were affecting maybe the result of the elections at the national level, because the attempt was to portray him as a non-serious political participant.
Do you think this Rahul versus Modi positioning is the correct positioning to take?
He is our leader. He would, as far as I'm concerned, be our prime ministerial candidate from the party. Now this is UPA, so UPA has to decide now. There's a bigger Gathbandhan.
But
so
from the Congress he is, of course.
For me, it is clearly him. I have not the least doubt about that, or to say that. Because he is the most acceptable. It's not just taking a name. Nothing to please somebody or to say something. But he is the most acceptable name in the Congress, within the Congress. So that narrative then the BJP tries to build. First, Rahul bashing, then comparing Rahul ji with Modi ji. So there that difference which comes about, that difference in the national level was about 18% vote share. 19 for the Congress, 36 for the BJP at that point in time. So it converts into that. So now with his renewed efforts, the way he is making efforts to present himself in a way where the country sees him as a national leader with the complete intent to be involved in the betterment of the country, I am sure it will make a difference.
So, you've worked with both the Gandhis, and now we see Mr. Kharge at the helm of the party. You had these discussions with him in the run up to the polls, as you said. What does he bring to the table? What do you have to say about his working style,
Mr. Kharge?
Mr. Kharge?
Mr. Kharge has experience with him. His biggest asset, I think, is experience. And he is able to convey a light bonhomie also.
He's very humorous, I've heard.
He's able to, even in his speeches, he will come up with something jocular and light, which has substance too. So he's a leader with experience, a lot of experience.
Final question I'd like to ask you, sir. In the run-up to the polls, if I could ask you, what are the three main poll planks that the Congress is going with in this election?
In Chhattisgarh?
In Chhattisgarh.
One would be the farm initiatives. There would be more, but if you're limiting me to just three.
Three main ones.
It would be the initiatives through self-help groups that would include minimum support price for forest produce, millets, etc. A lot of work is being done through self-help groups. So large number of women are involved in this activity, and their income has also improved. Other activities with the self-help groups, that is a major initiative. And third, if you can club youth activity with partly employment not outstanding, but youth activity with promoting sports, youth culture, youth associations at the panchayat level, at the ward level in the urban areas. We have formed these Mitan clubs, so to say, where young girls and younger boys, they come together, they engage in cultural activities and conveying party government initiatives to the people. These are the schemes, take advantage of them, etc. Other issues will be there, health initiatives are there, other departments have also done their work.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for speaking to us, and best of luck for the elections ahead.